now. All right.
Yeah. Hello, TAS video. Hello, TAS videos, and all TAS connoisseurs. This is an explanation commentary video because we are not doing a write up because we are lazy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's it. I
Yeah.
click play.
Go.
The people that made this GPS, which means gems per second, script is Oddkara and Composer. Not us.
Yeah.
Because we are not smart enough, probably. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay, yeah.
But we made the TAS. We are not
Yeah.
imposters, you know.
The routing, I did no routing. I just did the TAS inputs. Most of the routing was what, you and
I
Ash?
did most of the routing. Ash and Kara helped a little bit at the end. And then
Yeah.
I did a few levels for the inputs, but you did most of them.
Yeah, Kat did inputs for Blowhard, High Caves, no,
Alpine,
was a peak.
some of Magic Crafters, Alpine, or most of Alpine, Wizard Peak, some of Magic Crafters between there, Blowhard, like half of Blowhard, and then Treetops, I think. And maybe
Yeah.
something else.
Maybe.
Something like that.
Compared to the last TAS from Leponye, which shout out, by the way, he also commented on the video when I uploaded it.
I love that guy.
We basically copy or use none of his strats because the route has just evolved.
It's been like 12 years or something.
Yeah,
The route's
I
just
think 12 years.
not at all the same. Oh, yeah, so we've already gotten an extra dragon and skipped 2 dragons because TAS.
Yeah.
There's the Nestor skip, so we skipped the cutscene and got the dragon like 20 something. Oh, it's like 17 faster than normal because you skipped the cutscene.
I think it's 8 actually.
Oh wait, is it?
Yeah. Which was at the very start. That's when you flop on the dragon and timeout.
Yeah, and then
Probably should have said that then, but it's fine.
No, it's fine. And then we skipped 2 dragons in Stonehill because they are slow. Most of the
Yeah.
the levels in the start of the levels as you go on through the game have like higher value gems and more of them, so we generally don't pick up very many at the start. So skipping dragons so we don't have to get like there's only low value gems between dragons at this point really. So
Yeah.
I like that our overall gems per second is 0.6. We're doing really good.
Yeah, we aim for what is it, like 6 or 5 for TAS?
Like when you're timing like from going out for a detour, yeah, like if you're going out of the path that you would be taking to like another dragon, you want like 5 gems per second or better generally was the benchmark.
And the reason it's so low is because Artisans has no gems, but we just want the dragons so we can get to the next homeworld.
Yeah. And also, like I said, when we said 5 a second, that's timing the detour, so there is a lot of downtime where you're like running from a dragon to another dragon where there might not be any gems, but we have to go that way anyways to get dragons, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not much to explain these early levels, to be honest.
Yeah, most of this is just like RTA, like this wall glide's RTA, this roll bounce is what you do RTA. Funny little wall proxy, and then the sheep push that actually saves no time.
Yeah, well, figured that out after it happened.
Yeah.
Because basically you can touch it's used on every dragon in this task. You can touch a dragon on a certain point and then it collects faster. And we thought if you get pushed by the sheep it would make the cutscene like activate Koga, but no. I don't think we're that far ahead of an RTA run. We are ahead because we skip.
We are ahead. I don't. What's the time? What was actually the time? That's like we're like 20 something seconds ahead. Part of that was because we skipped a dragon entirely, so we're a dragon down, but we're like significantly ahead because of that. If we were only talking about like the movement optimization, we'd only be a little ahead because there's only so much you can improve at this point in the run. Like the movement's not very complex, and the routing's mostly the same.
The flame disconnecting from Spyro is called flame dislocation, and we use it a shit ton because then you can really angle a flame and then charge out of it, and you can collect gems from very far away things.
Yeah. If you like flame, normally to flame charge, you like flame and then just start charging immediately. But if you let go of square for at least a frame and then repress it, then it will dislocate his flame and it will kind of. What is it actually like? Where does it actually come from? I don't actually know. Is it like just? Is it just the like where it thinks it is gets messed up? Like why
I have
is
no
it?
idea.
Yeah, I don't know why it's actually away from his face, but it is. But because it does that, we can use it to get gems or like flame charge things from a little farther away.
I just realized we're probably going to switch to a video of the normal TAS because of the sharp supercharge. Gets broken on new BizHawk, doesn't it?
Oh. Are you using the newest version
I
of
didn't think of
BizHawk?
that. Yeah.
Oh. Should
We'll see when we get to it. I'm sure it'll be fine. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was that last minute? I can't remember.
No, we had the wall glide like in, and then when you got to this point, I think you're like, let me see if I can get this to work because you were trying it before and couldn't, and
That's
then
right.
you did get it to work. Yeah. Yeah, that's not an that's an extra dragon that you wouldn't get RTA. So right now we're back on a normal dragon count. We've skipped 2 that we would usually get and then picked up a different 2. Which overall almost save like almost no time. Like it's not actually a big difference, but you know, TAS, it saves time.
This level is the first ever big trick find. Because normally we either collect just the Pueblo or just the Mama gem. We collected all 3 and managed to still get the proxy.
Yeah.
Well, which is silly.
Most of what people do RTA don't get the Pueblo or the pot gem, so it's an extra 7 over what you would usually get RTA.
And for no extra cost. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. And then this part.
And the rest of this route is like what? No. Like somewhat normal.
This part is different right here. We're doing this little like cow section out of order. Normally you'd get the firework after this and then not get this thief at all, but because you can do like the really precise like thieves like jump down and like really quickly skip the thief, it makes it worth it to get it here.
That means we skip what thief?
We get this one. We skip one in the homeworld that we'd usually get RTA of Peacekeepers. Then this replaces it.
That's right. That was a big cut.
Yeah.
There's
we're gonna get to it.
A dragon and a thief far off in the corner of the level.
Yeah.
And we just end up skipping it because we don't even go into Shemp.
Yeah, we skip Shemp too. So this whole like side of Peacekeepers we're gonna skip by doing right here. There's gonna be a boosted jump like wall glide thing. Right here.
Boing.
To get up to Night Flight early.
Yeah. If you skitter into a jump, big boosted jump. And then you can just jump up here instead of having to wall glide or go on the platform.
Yeah. So normally we'd be going into Shemp.
What's it called? Just as this is playing, the gems per second's broken because it gives you all the gems for one.
Oh,
like at once at the end.
For Night Flight. Or for the
but
flights.
It is worth it.
So we're gonna be at 0 gems per second because we're gonna have none, and then as soon as the flight's over, we're just gonna gain 300 gems.
Yeah. And it's gonna explode.
Yeah. All the flights except for Sunny Flight, because Sunny Flight is by far the slowest, and it takes extra time to get into compared to the other flights, so it's like really slow. Otherwise, all of the other flights end up being really good gems per second, just because you're getting 300 for beating like less than a minute long level. So you just saw that we just spiked it. Yeah, we just spiked the 5 gems per second as soon as the level was done. And then again, we just skip all this right side. We're gonna get the gems from in front of Shemp, but then just go left.
It's that easy.
Yeah, so the thing that took the most time with this task by far was just like thinking of all the options for all the gems that we could get and how they could be reasonably collected fast, and then trying to come up with as perfect route as we could that only gets exactly as much as we need. And you know, all the fastest options, obviously. So that took a long time and a lot of just like tassing individual sections to time them.
And we should say, oh,
Beep.
that too.
That happens. That's
We
just...
should say there probably is a better gem route, but
No, there...
we wanted to get this out in a timely fashion.
Not even that, it's just there definitely is going to be something in here that's not optimal, but it's just there are so many different options for what you could route, and like obviously things that we didn't think of, because there's always like things you're not going to think of. There's definitely things that could be improved, but they would probably be pretty small overall. It's just like, as there's so many options and so many different potential routes that timing all of them would literally take like a lifetime. It's just not feasible.
And we had to get this done before you say.
Yeah, also that.
Which I think will link in the submission. That's probably a good second commentary, kind of.
Yeah. Decent second commentary.
That's new.
Yeah, you found
That's
that.
not RTA at all.
Yeah, you found that just because you were goofing around.
Yeah.
And this is where we fucked up.
Yeah. So that's like one improvement for the next task is that gem is not really worth it.
It's
but
like it's just only slightly under. It's not like terrible. It's not like bad or anything. It's just, so you need 1,200 gems to leave this balloon, or yeah, like go to the next homeworld. And normally we have like 1,500 in an RTA run because of the extra stuff we get. But because we're skipping so much stuff, we didn't even like. No, we thought about this being an issue, and we had it sorted out, and then I left Ash and Kara for the night, and I'm like, okay, if you guys think you can change anything, then we're good. And then they did, and then they didn't remember it, and we had to fix it on the fly.
Yeah. Oh, we clip through that as well, which is a bit faster.
That's slightly faster.
And it allows us to animation cancel the thief.
And do cool surf.
Yeah. A lot of this homeworld was pioneered by Nitrovsky. Although he hasn't uploaded any of the TASs, I guess I will link the OneDrive link because he tasked this whole homeworld in prep, like an 80% task, and then didn't end up doing it. But a lot of the routing, well, we do modify it quite a bit, but like a lot of the routing in that video was very clean.
He did the route, like his routing, in isolation of just this homeworld, so he didn't actually like see whether everything he was getting was worth it or not in the context of the whole run. He was just like a guesstimate of what he thought would be worth it. So we ended up tweaking a lot of things to adjust for it being a whole game route, and then also just made some changes and optimizations that we found. But overall, we did get a lot of the structure of this homeworld from him.
This is a nice proxy. Boing. And a really tight flame dislocation animation cancel.
Just get that thief and turn as much as we could. Because as soon as you flame the thief, you're locked into like a little cutscene usually. But by jumping, you can like keep going with your momentum while the cutscene's playing. And then also combining that with like a frame perfect jump and glide, we can, you know, get a little bit closer to the dragon.
Pretty good gems per second.
Yeah. And then also just to note, it can be faster to leave the level through that like end of level vortex rather than pausing and exiting if you're right next to it, just because the way like the animation plays out. Yeah. Alright, so hopefully this task works.
Yeah, I should probably get the YouTube video ready. I'm blaming BizHawk devs for this. Where's the TAS? I don't know why it wouldn't break. I'm just like hoping it just doesn't for some reason.
Wait, so if it does break, are we just switching to the YouTube video and continuing?
Yeah, I guess. Do you just want to pull it up on your computer, or should I just screen share?
You can, I don't know, we have your Discord capture ready. Wait, but if you don't share the I don't know, up to you.
Oh, you could just whip it up.
Alright, let me get it ready. Wait, oh, it's gone.
The reason this is happening is because there is a, a thing called sharp supercharge turns, and you have to put your analog stick at like this one. There's actually multiple options, but this one spot, and it allows you to just turn insanely sharp because of an overflow.
But
And
because of
this one
how,
updates it.
yeah.
Let's have a look.
Oh, no, we're
Oh,
good.
holy shit!
Okay.
Wow,
No,
that's delightful, bro.
I pulled that up for no reason. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, we're good. So this is sharp turning because you cannot turn nearly this sharp RTA.
Yeah.
Which allows us to literally just do the whole level as we would, but with supercharged instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that, and then
And this is all
Jump
extra that the
cancel
RTA route wouldn't do. Just because you're going so fast, it's worth it to come in here and get these.
yeah, like that gems per second is crazy.
Yeah.
That's so nice. They patched it back in.
Yeah.
They actually might have. This is whatever the newest one is. This is your level.
Mm-hmm. Guys, look, it's me. I'm on camera. Yeah, the couple of supercharged levels we go into, the basic idea is supercharged speed is so fast and we can maneuver it so well with sharp turns. It's like, how much can we collect while keeping the supercharge, because it's just so much faster than normal charging that it makes like everything you can get basically worth it.
I didn't know the GPS was actually that crazy in these rooms.
Yeah, this level is
That
kind of
makes sense.
insane overall. So like right here, we're gonna get like pretty much everything you see is gonna be collected. Like it doesn't look like it, but everything on this platform besides like a red gem gets collected, including the blue gems behind the wall there.
If you look at that GPS counter, the normal RTA GPS is like 3.
Yeah.
Like that's the goal.
4 is like good detour gems.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Nearly 7.
And so when you get a dragon, you have to like stop the supercharge because it just takes you away from Spyro. So we do have to like go back and get this one, but it's worth it to go up the hill and get that dragon and come back down for this one, just because going up the hill and getting gems with supercharge is so much faster.
So this flight level, the reason when we exit this flight level, we enter at a weird angle so that it doesn't instantly load. And when the game doesn't instantly load you, you're still gliding in the world. And the way you glide through that portal, you're aimed towards that dragon. So if you just make it so it just glides a little longer, you touch the dragon pedestal like you're gonna free him, and then you load into the level. And now when we exit, it's already collected, which saves like a bunch of time.
Yeah, you skip the entire cutscene.
That's RTA.
Yeah, that's something you do RTA, but obviously in TAS we were able to like go into the level the same like the frame the cutscene starts, so you're spending as little time as possible actually waiting on it. That saves like 8 seconds, I think. Something like
Yeah.
that. Also, the idea with the flights is like the lower you are, like closer to the water, the faster Spyro goes slightly. But you also have to balance that out with taking just like good lines directly towards the things you need to break. So it's just a balancing act of where exactly. And also, if you frame perfect pause at the same time you get the last like objective of the level, you can just exit and it'll count as completed.
Yeah. No dragon.
No dragon. Dragon is gone.
There is an option to insta-load on this level, which means if you touch a portal like parallel with it, it just skips all animations and instantly loading. But because it insta-loads, you can't get all the gems to home in before you enter. So that was a miss. This
Yeah.
level's crazy though.
Yeah.
Insane flame dislocation.
Yeah. Getting all these enemies this quick. This also led to just an RTA strat being found and worked on. Just getting the charging into that firework rate at the start usually isn't done, but it's been messed around with now that it was like in the TAS and it's been discovered that it's actually worth it to do RTA.
8 gems per second there.
Yeah. Camera gets stuck on the wall there. And then yeah, this is actually the first boss level we've gone into. All the bosses in this game kind of are wimps.
They just ran away.
Yeah. This boss has more health than the final boss.
That's true. Holy shit.
We have to hit him 3 times, you know?
Yeah.
So right now, our gem count is looking like a little low compared to an RTA run, but we're starting to recover the gems we'd like skipped way on in the beginning. Because like the like supercharge routes we do with the TAS get a lot more gems than you would normally RTA, just because it's possible and it's super fast. So we've recovered a lot of the gems, and we're about to go actually way above the RTA count because we're going to go into an extra level that RTA doesn't, which is Terrace Village right here. Like, generally, going into extra levels is really bad because just, like, adding the time of the loads going in and out usually makes any gems that are in it not worth it. But by routing out a different level and then doing this one instead, you're, like, evening out on loads, but there you can get gems.
Yeah.
Like, a decent amount more gems and relatively quickly in this level rather than the one we cut.
Well, Nitro also did test of this, but this deviates quite a bit.
Right, yeah. You did just like an individual level. Because this is the one level that like has been talked about for a long time. Like, would it be worth it in the route or not? And for the RTA route, it's pretty definitively not worth it now. Like, it's been figured out like in the last few years or something.
Get a little proxy off the sky.
Yeah, get up here to get these. You have to wait when you flame all those like fireworks for them to actually go and break open the chests. So we go do that instead of like waiting up there. And then some magic stairs.
Boom. Now we're chilling.
Yeah, so now we're like, what is that, like almost 200 over a normal RTA run? Something like that. Which we're gonna end up dropping. We, what did we do? Where did we skip all those gems?
Skip these.
Yeah, we skip. Yeah.
So slow.
Normally you like damage abuse to break all those and then you get them all, but it ends up being a little faster to not and just run through them, even though it looks goofy because you're running right by them.
We had a theory we could cut all of those gems as well, going around the edge, but that was just not worth it.
Yeah. There are so many things like that that we just had to like theorize and then just, you know, go time. Just like cast it out, see what it came out to, kind of thing.
This was the best flight level so
far, like,
by far, because there was already a route that's meant to be fast that people do from resetting the level, which puts you further ahead. But because we're doing this from like first time entry, you get put a little bit further behind. So I had to figure out a way to make these line up, and the way I did it here is by getting pushed by this plane. So then we could flame the other plane and continue a straight line.
Yeah, you have to like.
Which was insane.
When you flame, you have to wait like a certain amount of time before you can flame again. So you just had to. We had to stall long enough on that plane before he could flame again. You know.
Yeah. That's like I think it was like 2 seconds faster than the RTA record or some shit. Slow whirlwind.
Yeah. Wild Flight's just so fast though that it still ends up being worth it to go down there because that's the shortest flight in the game.
Yeah.
Even like with the RTA route.
Bog stopped this task for like a whole week.
Yeah.
I think.
Like the routing part, yeah, this was a nightmare. There's so many potential things you could cut in here. And also we had like an entirely alternate idea for doing the level backwards, remember?
Mm-hmm.
That ended up not
Well, there's
working
no
out.
proxy we could find.
It was so close, but not possible.
This level's sick. Turned out to be good anyway. Land on those.
Yeah. So like we've already
There was some talk about a death abuse here on this dragon, but it's definitely not faster.
for here. What did we talk about? Who said that?
Yeah, no, it's the Dazed Vagabonds found it. And you get killed
Oh,
then. Well, also this jump,
that
you squeeze
yeah.
between the dead body.
That was like an accidental find. That was one.
Yeah.
I think
Really, I forced it to happen.
no, like you were going for the spring chest, and then you got like a little boost, and you're like, I wonder if I can just get up here. And then you like brute forced it for like an hour until you did.
Yeah.
There were a couple of things in this task like that where it's like we didn't even think about it, and then it kind of just happened. And we're like, oh, I wonder if that works, and then it just did.
Yeah. We have to come back through here.
Yeah.
Even though it feels slow, it's just because this next room we go into is just full of gem
Mm-hmm. And a dragon, which we need.
and a dragon.
Yeah. Even though this route kind of wraps back in on itself, it's what ends up making the most sense because we do have to come back through here. Yeah, just getting all those enemies to line up and get that quickly is, you would never see RTA. Just...
Yeah, that was a lot of RNG minute. Which actually happened a lot in this task because collecting gems or like your flame is RNG. Where gems come out of boxes is slightly RNG. So there's a lot of like invisible minute that you can't really tell is happening.
Yeah, there was a point in Wizard Peak, was it, that we realized we were actually down like a health and we needed to go get it from earlier. And we went back like a level and just like changed one input to get that health, and then we ended up having Waffle had to surgery the rest of the task for like 2 hours to get everything, all the other RNG to work correctly without changing too many of the inputs.
This is your level 2.
Yeah.
I'll let you go crazy about it because it's level 6.
Yeah. The route here goes like normally the supercharge doesn't actually go for very long, and there's like one part where you can get up to a place that's unintended. We are going to go a completely different way and do a lot more with the supercharging. That's just not even close to RTA viable, like in any way. Like some of the stuff that we do before, it's like if you could consistently do the sharp turns RTA, it's like maybe it could be in a route, but like something like this would just never be possible to do with a controller,
Yeah.
Yeah, like normally in an RTA run, you don't even come down this way, and then able to just zigzag and get all this stuff. You do the jump up here RTA to get this early, or not early, but like kind of unintended order, but then you go backwards up this ramp from what we usually do. And then end there. And then Waffle, you did this. This was your chicken proxy.
The one thing.
You did
chicken
the
proxy.
Yeah, that was you.
Skip the stairs.
Yeah. Just ends up being really nice to not have to like turn around and climb the stairs for just a couple of reds. And now at this point, we're only like a little bit ahead of what an RTA run would be at, because we've like skipped so many gems from when we were above. We were like way behind, and then we had an extra level and got way ahead, and then we skipped more, and now we're back on track basically.
Not in terms of time, but in terms of gem.
Oh yeah, in terms of gem count. This level goes crazy too. This was really fun to
that
like.
Clip is RTA.
Yeah. Everything else is not.
Yeah, everything else is definitely not RTA. There was a few variations as well. But we get a scenery proxy.
That's not at all like viable or. Yeah.
No. Get a little proxy off this guy.
Basically, just
get those.
A lot of out of bounds to like just cut corners really in this level, like this out of bounds too. That one saves a good amount of time. Having to go like the intended way around that is pretty slow.
And we actually trigger 2 enemies that die off screen, then we collect the 2 5 gems.
Yeah.
It worked out.
So we're not even missing very many gems. There's like 2 enemies up there and a couple chests. And yeah, generally boss levels have a lot of high value gems just grouped together, so there was like that up there after the first phase of the fight had a bunch of 5s and 10s. That key chest has a bunch. We're gonna kill him here, and then he's gonna drop a bunch of gems, and there's gonna be a bunch right behind him from all the enemies. Then leave.
Yeah, that level was there's a lot of variations. We had one where we proxied really high up, and
Right, I forgot about that.
a lot of stuff, but it just turned out to not be
Mhm.
all the cool stuff in TAS. Sometimes it just is like, oh, which is sad.
Unfortunately, yeah. Especially with any percent, there's a lot of things where it's like, oh, this would be a lot cooler, but we're skipping so many gems, it's just not worth it, you know? Which kind of sucks, but you know. Optimal TAS.
I love optimizing. Last homeworld.
Last homeworld.
Kinda.
See, we didn't even explain, like, the whole point of the whole, like, goal of the run is to meet the balloonist requirements and to get to the next homeworlds, and then the two main ones that are, like, really important are the last homeworld that we just took the balloon was 50 dragons. So we're done getting dragons now, we're gonna be not getting any more of those. And then this last one coming up is 6,000 gems. So most of the routing revolves around getting those two goals. Also a funny little enemy boost to skip some stairs. There's an RTA way to skip the enemies that block the stairs and get up, but the way we did it gets an extra couple gems and is a little bit faster.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things too where it's
so
like,
hard.
yeah, that's really difficult. There's a lot of things that it's like, this thing only saves like frames, but we're getting extra gems while saving those frames, so it makes it very worth it kind of thing, you know? And that's one of them.
So you're saving more frames technically because you'd be getting slower gems.
Right,
RTA.
you're spending less time later on getting other gems. Like, we can't overstate how much gem routing has to go into this. Just
Yeah, like if someone's gonna make another 80% test, they could take a lot from this because it's most like some things are definitely just concrete. I think a lot of it is. It's just like how many gems do you think are like not concrete? Probably like a couple hundred that are just like the
yeah.
real pain in the ass extras.
There's like a couple hundred you would like even think about at this point probably changing. Maybe not even a couple hundred, maybe just like 100 or 2 at most. Because just like when you're trying to optimize for tasks, when you can literally pick exactly which gems you want, you know, you're routing that down to like the 1s and 2s. Which, speaking of routing 1s, we end up with an extra gem because you just forgot.
Yeah.
And then we decided it was funnier to have an extra gem.
Yeah. I mean, it got to that point. Yeah, just because we picked up some extras and stuff. We missed that too, just because it's like, we can at this point. This level, by the way, is just insane compared to RTA.
Yeah, also this that we're about to do.
We do this.
Yeah, this thing right here.
Which is not RTA. It's been done by like 2 people with save states.
Yeah.
Wall gliding on the outside of the polygons.
To get up here.
Getting up here early. Skipping this whole boss chase and then flaming him really early because there's a small window where you can do that.
Yeah.
So that skips like an unbelievable amount of shit. Like just running, and you get 7.5 gem per second, which is like insane.
And it saves a whole, what, 3 seconds? Is that what we said?
3?
Yeah, I think it was like 3 seconds doing that whole thing.
Yeah.
Final GPS 3 for the whole run. Like we said, the detour gems per second is what we were, you know, like measure when we're going out of our way for things. So the overall gems per second is literally just like 6,000 gems divided by the time of the task. So, which includes
and
like
this rat is not standard.
Yeah.
If you manip it into that box and then charge it while you're in front of it, it'll like squeeze behind you into the box, and then you just go up. When normally it's like you have to wait and line it up with the door frame because that's way easier to get RTA.
Which saves having to wait for the rat to move, which is like 5 seconds. What is that? Probably like 7-8 seconds faster than like an RTA rat.
This is the wrong TAS file.
Oh, what? I was gonna say.
It's explained anyway.
Yeah.
But
Do I just pull up the YouTube video for the nasty fight?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, you pause that. That's so funny. Change this to this.
I mean, there's not much left to explain. It's literally just
Yeah,
like
there's nothing.
you chase the boss.
Yeah, we'll just show it so it's there, you know. Where is this? Here. Just crop it real
I'm trying to
quick
think
so
what the
whole
final
thing's on.
GPS would be for like an RTA run.
A lot worse. We can do
Probably
that.
like 2.
I can do the math in a second if you want me to.
Yeah, actually, it wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. Right. And then just skip to where is nasty. Here. Good. That's a little zoomed in, but it's fine. Yeah. So this is just at this point we're done with gems, we're done with dragons. It's literally just kill the final boss as fast as possible.
And if you stay close towards Nasty, like if you're close to him, he runs faster. And if you get further away from him, he runs slower. It's like a difficulty thing.
Yeah.
So we kind of just go swag mode and
Literally hug
jump
him the
around.
entire time, yeah.
And then flame him early. So we get in there and then get pushed to save, I don't know, like half a second or something.
Yeah. And then that's the TAS. GG.
GG. It's that easy.
So, if you're wondering, the Laura's record, gems per second up to Nasty's World is 2.78, and ours was like 3.1. Is that what it said?
I think so.
Like that doesn't seem like a lot, but like I said, that's literally start to end gem like timing. So like anytime you're like loading or running between dragons, not getting any gems, that's just dragging down the gem count. You know.
Also, that's with emulator loads.
Oh right.
So it's in reality,
we lose
probably close to like I don't know. You could probably calculate it. Oh, you can because I have the FDS calculation.
I'm gonna guess like a 3210. Does that sound reasonable? Wait.
The FDS. It's on the title.
No, but like what would the time landing in the nest, like in the balloon, be on FDS? Like how much time do you think it takes? How much time does it take from balloon to end? Because that's only like one load, so it shouldn't make a huge difference. What is this? 316 or 416? That's not what I meant to do. 416. So a minute 30-ish. So if we do like 31 times 60 plus 50. Our overall like gems per second would be like almost 3.2. So we're getting a whole half gem second more, which again doesn't even sound like that much, but because most like a decent amount of the run isn't actually like collecting gems, like anytime we're in cutscenes, loads, things like that, you're not getting any. So that's like slowing it down a good bit. Yeah, is that all we needed? Was that it?
Let me look at my other TAS to see if there's any other comments that we had to say. I got 100 eggs. Scroll all the way down.
Do we also want to give the shout out like your description?
Go watch the ESA version.
Yeah, that'll be linked.
Because that was crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Actual,
yeah, it's in the description. There's a lot of names.
So almost all the work was done by me and Waffle. Waffle did almost all the inputs. I did almost all the routing, and then we had Nitroff who did the Magic Crafters task, and we referenced for a couple of things. And then we had Ash and Kara help a little bit with the routing near the end, and then Laura, who also presented it with Ash at ESA. I think that's everyone.
And
Dylan.
Laponye.
Yeah, Laponye for making the TAS 12 years ago that we shit on. Dylan for making the video thumbnail, so it got 1 billion views.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I'm trying to think if there's any other like, glitches that we didn't explain. There's probably not any. I guess we use wall glides a bit, which is like where you glide on slanted slopes and you get height, but that's not that crazy.
Oh, if we were gonna explain like all the little speed tech, we missed out on some, yeah.
Did we? Is it more than just the wall glide?
I mean, there's a bunch of just like little details.
Oh no, they're chilling.
Yeah.
They're not that crazy.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, that's about it, I think.
Can I hit stop recording?
Yeah.